In the late 1960s, there was an integrated junior high school in which some of the black students used some of the white students as daily punching bags. The white students that were the victims of the bullies, their daily punching bags were the kids that were quiet, the not cool kids that never bothered anyone and that were not sufficiently strong to be able to properly defend themselves. The kids that were the bullies were far stronger than the kids they bullied. Regularly, the kids that were the bullies would take money and food from their victims in the school cafeteria at lunch. Every day, before, during, and after classes, in the hallways, in the classrooms, in the bathrooms, in the gym locker room, and elsewhere, they punched, kicked, and tormented their victims. Certain girls were felt up and fondled by some of the bullies, including one of the black girls that was a quiet, reserved girl. They would feel their breasts and sometimes put their hands under their skirts. The sexual abuse of vulnerable girls, the physical and verbal abuse of vulnerable white students were entirely ignored by the school staff, including its mostly white teachers, black principal, black assistant principal, and all of the other black and white adults. Why was nothing done to stop the bullying? Some of the teachers pandered to black bullies. Some of the teachers were afraid of the bullies. Teachers and staff, even a non-uniformed black cop in a suit that was regularly present in the school, would see the beatings, the punches, the abuse, and completely turn a blind eye. One white teacher used to hold rap sessions with black students during class in a corner of the room to show how cool and progressive he was, but he did not hesitate to regularly slap and hit one of the quiet white kids that was already getting beaten up by black student bullies. Gym teachers knew kids were getting beaten up in the locker room, but completely ignored what was going on or completely stayed out of the locker rooms so they could pretend that they were unaware of the bullying. Some kids spent ages 11, 12, and 13 as punching bags. For some other kids, the bullying continued on into the high school years. Teachers and staff at the junior high pretended bullying was not happening even as they saw it with their own eyes. Bullying comes in all forms. Some of it is along racial lines. Some of it is for other reasons, where there are differences between people. Often it has to do with kids that are vulnerable for whatever reason and are easy prey for bullies when there are no responsible adults that intervene or that are willing to intervene. Some people defend or ignore bullying and violence when committed by one race or another for a myriad of reasons, including past harm and injustices that were done. But two wrongs never made a right. One wrong does not justify another. Unfortunately, people no longer seem to abide by this principle. No bullying is acceptable from anyone. There are those that excuse, justify, and get angry if the abuses and violence pointed out do not suit their racial, political, or religious narratives and agendas. It is harmful when people considered victims are not held accountable for their actions if they become victimizers. No bullying is acceptable from anyone, no matter the form it takes, no matter who are the bullies. Cowards are those in positions to stop bullying in any of its forms and yet do nothing. Grown adults that fail to intervene and act responsibly when the bullies are children, bullying other children, have much to be ashamed about. Ignoring or excusing bullying, violence, and the acceptance of lowered standards for one race, religion, or ethnicity, no matter the race, religion, or ethnicity, regardless of the motive, pandering, racism, or something else, is always toxic.